students. So I've presented this quote and I've asked you to read it carefully and discuss the mechanism of translation, the different methods used by translator. So give me your opinion. I've started with Bilal.
Yes.
Good morning, Bilal.
Yes. Good morning, first of all. Yes. So this quote is very beautiful. It tells us that even small efforts can be blessed. We can build huge bridges by small bricks. So we should never underestimate small efforts. For the translation, it's very
Good.
good. It's perfect.
Yes.
It
What
feels
about
like as if
translation?
I'm reading
Yes.
the Arabic. Yes, as if I'm reading the Arabic one, not the English.
The Arabic version.
As if
Yes.
the translator. Yes,
Yes.
it's very good.
Good.
And it sounds very distinguished. And the translator didn't translate it literally by using the same words. He used words which is very good and very suitable for the text.
Yes. Very good. Zainab. Thank you, Bilal.
That's all.
Zainab Jafar.
Yes, doctor, good morning.
Good morning, Habibi.
This quote is very beautiful. Actually, it's talking somehow about reaching to the top or reaching to your goal or success. It's start with your first step. There is a proverb in English: "A journey thousand miles begins with one step," and this really encourage us to
Good.
continue.
How can you translate it into Arabic? Zainab.
Sorry, doctor,
How
I
can
can't.
you translate this proverb into Arabic? Do you
Yes,
have any idea?
according to the translator, when he translate this quote to Arabic, it was conveyed an equivalent way from source language to target language, and we can find that there is some words translated
Good.
lexically, and the whole text is translated as a contextual a contextual meaning is very clear, and he deliver his message in a good way. So when we read it in Arabic, as if we read it
Yes.
in the same or let's say in the source language, but it is
As if it is written in Arabic. As if it is,
yes, as if,
yes,
but
originally
it
written
is
in Arabic.
it is translated from English, from the source language, to Arabic, the
English into
target
Arabic.
language. Yes.
Good. Zainab, I've asked you to translate your proverb.
A journey
You've
thousand.
supplied, no, not now, later on. Yes, later on. Please write it in the chat.
Okay.
Write the proverb in English and supply us with your own translation. Thank you very much. Burak.
Yes, Miss. It is a fantastic quote. It talks about the significance of people effort, how much it is essential to do a great effort to reach for their goal, objective, and dream, or whatever they wish to, and intentionally they deliver to us a certain message about not giving up our dream, and one should be strong enough to encounter the difficulties of life. And about the translation, the translator analyzes the message structurally and functionally, depending on peculiarity and the objectivity of word, in a way that the process of transferring the meaning carry within the context.
Good. Russell. Very
Yes,
good,
doctor.
Burak. Thank you.
Yes,
Most
doctor.
welcome.
Yes, Habibi,
I
go
like
ahead.
this quote yes, because I need this quote, especially this year. I feel somehow I want to give up, and not for me, for all of us, because we feel tired and we feel that there is no future for us. We graduate now, and
Yes, good.
then we will yes we will stay at home. So this to be honest with you, this make me feel
It's
somehow
encouraging for
hope.
you. An
And
encouraging quote.
yes, encouraging. Yes. So I like it, and it tell us that if you didn't get If you didn't get what you
By the way,
want from the first time,
Russell
yes.
and the rest, yes, thank you. Such kind of quotes is described as being inspirational, يعني ملهم. So it is good that you have got a good message about it. So yes, go on, please.
Yes, doctor. We must tell us that we must work hard, even if you want to give up, not give up. Still trying and trying till you get to the top. This is the quote I understand and I very like it, to be honest. About the translation, it is perfect. Just like my colleague said, it is translated from the source, but when I wrote it, when I read the Arabic, I think that it is only the Arabic. I think the Arabic is the source, not the English. So I really like it. In the Arabic and the English.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
Siham, and then I. Yes, Siham. Thank you, Russell.
Thank
Good
you.
morning, doctor.
Good morning,
For
Habibti.
me, this quote is quote is very clear and perfect to give us a goal in our life that encourage us to never feel hopeless. And people have to work and never listen to those who make you feel hopeless when they said you didn't do anything. And for the text is translated maintains the grammatical structures and
Yes,
from source language to the target language equivalent, and the text is very perfect.
yes, thank you very much. Very good, Siham. Aya Ibrahim.
Yes, Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, Habib.
This is a very beautiful quote. It talks about how we are trying every effort is so important for us. Also, actually, it contains also a hope for us. So, for the translation, we can notice that the one that is written in English, it is the source language, and in the Arabic, it is the target language.
Yes.
For the translation, it is very good, and the translation, sorry, is understandable, and the translator conveys the meaning in an adequate way. And the translator has concentrated on meaning only. For the translator has a good knowledge of grammar and
Very
vocabulary, and he takes the norms of the context into
Yes,
consideration.
great.
And
So
there
you
is
think,
also
good,
and there
yes,
is
you
also
think
a
that meaning is well
clarity,
conveyed
fluency,
from one
and
language into
accuracy.
another.
Yes, doctor. And I like
You've
the
heard
way
my
he
question?
translates what is the sense. He translated as malmaghza.
Good. So it means that the translator has paid a great attention to the relationships between the words themselves. He or she didn't translate literally
Yes,
or word by word or word by word. You've read this method of translation. Yes, thank you very much, Aya. Good for you. Please read the chat, ladies. Zainab Jafar has written the proverb that she talked about when she was explaining the quote. Read it and see the translation, how it is translated. Yes. A journey 1,000 miles begins with one step. رحلة ال1000 ميل تبدأ بخطوة. Here, did she translate literally? Surah. Yes, Surah. Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
حبيبتي.
No, she didn't translate it
Check your
as a
names.
literally,
Yes, Surah.
because if she translates it literally, we can say
Good.
رحلة الألف ميل تبدأ مع خطوة واحدة. This is a literal translation.
Yes. Yes, good.
But she translates as a contextual meaning.
She conveyed meaning.
She conveyed the meaning from the source
Yes, very
language,
good.
it's English, to the target language, Arabic, in a clear way.
Yes, very good. Yes, good. So, ladies, you've read the different methods of translation, I'm sure. Let me check your name, Surah Qasim. Yes, that's it. Thank you. I'll take your attendance quickly. Today we have 13, January 13th. Adyan? Hurry up, please, ladies. Adyan?
Yes, Doctor, I am here.
Isra Majid?
Yes, Doctor.
Isra Mohsen?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, thank you. Isra Mohsen? Habibti. Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
Doctor.
Thank you. Asma, yes, thank you. Asma Saleh, Asma Abdul Qadir.
Yes, Doctor.
Both Asma. Yes, thank you, Habibti. Amani, Amina, Amina. Amina Malik, Amina Karim. Where are you?
Yes, Doctor. Yes, I'm here.
Amani, Amina. Yes. Where is the third Amina?
Yes, Doctor, I'm here.
Amina Karim. Yes. Yes, I know, Habibti. Amina Karim is absent. Riyam Fadil. Please hurry up, ladies. Riyam Fadil absent. Ayat.
Yes, Doctor, I am here.
Yes, Ayat, thank you. Ayat Muhammad. Ayat Muhammad, hurry up. Absent. Aya Ibrahim is here. Aya Rasul.
Yes, Doctor.
Aya Imad.
Yes, Doctor.
Aya Rasul. Aya Imad. Absent. Zahra Sattar.
Yes, Doctor.
Zahra
Yes,
Sattar.
Doctor.
Yes, thank you, حبيبتي. Ilaf Sabah. Ilaf Isam.
Yes, Doctor.
Both.
Yes.
Yes, Ilaf Isam. Sabah. Where is she? Yes, Ilaf Sabah. Where are you? Ilaf Isam absent. Iman Abdul Aim, Iman Karim. Hurry up, please.
No, Doctor, I am here. Ilaf Asam. Yes, Doctor.
Ilaf
Iman
Isam.
Abdelamma.
Ilaf Sabah. Where is Ilaf? Ilaf Sabah, where is she? Iman Abdul Aim is here. Good. Ilaf Sabah. Ilaf Sabah is absent. ليه يقولون بعدين احنا هسه اجينا بنات العذر ما مقبول بعد. إيمان كريم, she is absent. Ban Abbas, where is Ban Abbas?
Yes, Doctor. Yes, Doctor. I am here, Ban Abbas.
Thank you حبيبتي. بتول حسن.
Yes, Doctor,
طلب بتول
موجودة.
حسن عادي.
Yes,
I'm
Doctor.
here also.
دكتورة.
بتول حسن.
Yes, Doctor.
دكتورة.
I'm here.
عادي. Thank you, thank you. Both of you are.
Yes,
Yes, thank
دكتورة
you.
بس
Yes.
السؤال
نعم بتول you are here. إيه.
دكتورة ده قبل أسبوعين من دزيت
يلا.
الفورمة بس ب9:15 يعني ارتكزت الدخول وماكو
هسه
مسدودة.
أوفينا عندنا محاضرة. بعدين نتاها. بعدين حبيبي. رسل جبر. Where is Rasul? Where is Rasul? Absent. Burak is here. Zahra
Yes, ma'am.
Abbas. Tabarak Hassan.
Yes,
Yes,
دكتورة.
دكتورة موجودة.
Yes. Tabarak Laith. Hurry up.
Yes,
Yes,
دكتورة
thank
موجودة.
you. Tabarak Laith.
Yes,
Yes,
دكتورة.
thank you. Yes, حبيبتي. فاطمة صفاء.
Yes, doc-
فاطمة صفاء. Where is she?
yes, Doctor, here. Fatma Safa.
Yes, حبيبتي. Yes, most welcome. حنين شاكر, حنين علي, حنين نبيل. 3 Hanins. Where are they?
Yes, دكتور حنين علي.
Yes, حنين Ali is here. حنين Nabil. Where is حنين Nabil? Absent. حنين Shakir. also absent. حوراء جاسم حوراء علي.
Yes, دكتور حوراء علي.
Yes. حوراء جاسم حوراء علي ولا شيء.
Yes,
حبيبتي
دكتور I'm here.
زهراء إيه حبيبتي زهراء هادي.
دكتور
She
هادي
is
جاسم.
here. ريام حسين رانيا. نعم. Yes, I know. I've seen you. ريام حسين. ريام. رانيا جاسم رانيا عادل. Where are you?
Yes, دكتور رانيا جاسم.
Most welcome. I've seen your beautiful face today, Rania. It's a very nice picture. Riyam.
Thank you.
Where is Riyam? Habibti. Where is Riyam? Rania Adil. Both are absent. Rania Jasim is here. Riyam is absent. Rania Adil absent. Ruqayya Kareem. Where is Ruqayya?
Yes, دكتور.
Habibti. Zahra Najm, she has taken a leave. Zahra Hadi. Kadham.
Yes, دكتور.
Yes. Nidal Shallal. Fatma Sattar.
Yes, دكتور.
Where are you?
Yes. Yes, دكتور.
Thank you, Habibi. Thank you. Section. Surah Qutayba.
دكتورة أنا تغيت ما تحكي اسمي.
شلون ما ادري اسمك يمه.
دكتورة ما سمعتي.
Yes.
دكتور.
Yes. حبيبتي.
Yes, دكتور. سورة قتيبة.
سورة قتيبة. Yes, سورة. Most welcome. Yes. Sema Sami.
Yes, دكتور. Yes, دكتور.
Where is Sema?
Yes, دكتور موجودة.
Yes, thank you. Yes, حبيبتي. سمية. عمار. Where are you, Sumaya?
Yes, دكتور.
Most welcome. سورة إسماعيل.
دكتور.
Yes, most welcome. شيماء تحرير شهد علي.
نعم
دكتور.
Yes, thank you. شهد علي فراس.
Yes, دكتور. Hello.
Yes. Hello, most welcome. شيماء حسن. صفاء أحمد.
Yes, دكتور.
Yes, thank you. إيه حبيبتي سالي, you are here. صفاء أحمد. زينب نوري. أرياب. Where is زينب نوري? صفاء سمير.
دكتور.
زينب نوري. She is absent. صفاء سمير. Yes, Safa. Where are you, Safa?
I'm here, doctor.
You didn't show up to now.
Yes, doctor.
Good.
I'm sorry.
Be ready to participate. Ibrahim.
Okay, doctor.
Yes, doctor. I'm here.
Zainab Basim. You are here, Zainab. حبيبتي Zainab. طيب إبراهيم.
Yes.
سجا صلاح.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor, I'm here.
Most
Salah.
welcome. طيبة جبار. Yes, most welcome. طيبة جبار. Where are you? Absent. سجا سعد. طيبة محمد.
Yes, doctor.
Which one? Yes. طيبة محمد, where are you? Yes, طيبة محمد. سجا. سجا
Yes,
سعد.
doctor.
حبيبتي, okay. سجا سعد. Absent. ظلال is here. عائشة عماد. عائشة كريم. عائشة هاشم. Yes, 3 عائشات.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor. عائشات للأبد إن شاء الله.
Yes, Hashim.
Thank you. Imad Hashim. What about the third one? Kareem. Aisha
Yes, doctor,
Kareem.
I am
Where
here.
is she?
Aisha Hashim.
I know. Aisha Hashim, Aisha Imad, but Aisha Kareem is absent. Okay. Adra Khadr, Adra Ali.
Yes, doctor. I'm here.
Where are you? Adra Khadr. Adra Khadr. Absent. Aziza.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, most welcome. Ula Hassan. Ula Hassan Aliya. Ola and Alia.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, thank you. Where is Ola? Ola is absent. Okay. Rusulayt is here. Zainab Hardan. Zainab. Absent. غسق.
Yes, doctor.
غسق.
Yes,
Most
doctor.
welcome. Okay. غفران علي. غفران فلاح.
Yes, doctor.
Where is غفران? Yes, غفران علي. حبيبتي. Most welcome. غفران علي. Where is غفران فلاح? غفران فلاح is absent. فاطمة إبراهيم.
Yes, doctor.
فاطمة إبراهيم.
Yes.
Yes. فاطمة الزهراء.
Yes, doctor.
فاطمة إبراهيم. Where are you? Yes, thank you. Surah Qasim is here. فاطمة حسين.
Yes, doctor.
فاطمة. Yes, thank you. فاطمة رائد.
Yes, doctor.
Hurry up.
Yes, doctor.
ميس حسين. Yes, حبيبتي. ميس حسين ومسار.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. ميس حسين.
Most welcome. Where is حبيبتي? Where is مسار? She is absent. Manar Kanaan, I've seen you.
Yes,
Thank
doctor.
you. Most welcome. Zainab Ja'far, Siham, they are here. Fatma Aboud.
Yes, doctor.
Fatma.
Yes,
Yes,
doctor.
most welcome. I have only 57 students present, and the rest are absent, unfortunately. In the glorious Quran, we have a very beautiful verse. It says, إن أحسنتم أحسنتم لأنفسكم وإن أسأتم فلا. فاللي تحضر أنا ممنونة منها وعلى عيني وعلى راسي ومستعدة أقدم كل اللي عندي. واللي ما تحضر هاي بعد أنا اللي عليه سويته. Okay, I'm saying it in Arabic حتى توصل directly from heart to heart. Okay?
أوكي دكتورة.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, doctor.
Yes, آيات محمد, where have you been?
دكتورة أنا آسفة تأخرت لأن كان النت عندي مفصول وهسه رجع ففتت للمحاضرة.
هسه النت عندش موجود. Okay. We are going to... Great. So, we are going to start our lecture with Ayat Muhammad since she has a very good connection right now. So, I'm going to start with you, Ayat. So, tell us something about the methods of translation. This is our assignment for today, Ayat. Yes.
Yes, دكتورة.
Yes, explain. What does it mean? A method of translation. Please don't raise hands, ladies. Not now. I'm going to call you by names. So we've started with a beautiful Ayat.
Yes, دكتورة.
Yes, Ayat.
دكتورة علي بالأخير يعني أشارك؟
No, you have to participate right now and speak English, please. Have you read your assignment? Honestly,
دكتورة.
don't waste time. Ayat, thank you.
Yes.
You haven't read? Yes, I know. Tabarak. Where is Tabarak Laith? She is absent? Yes, Tabarak Laith. She is present. Tabarak Laith, where are you? You will get a 0 if you don't answer, just like Ayat. Thank you. Safa Ahmed. Safa, you are here, you are present. Safa Ahmed, where are you? Okay, 0. Zainab Nouri. She is absent. She is already having a 0. Safa Samir.
Doctor.
Where are you, Habibti?
Yeah.
Safa, good. Yes.
There are 8 methods of translation.
Yes, tell us.
One word for
Yes.
word translation, and faithful translation, and literal.
Yes, I know. They are 8 in number. Yes, they are 8 in number. Do you think they are necessary
Yes,
for
doctor.
translators, or they are just for the theoretical aspect? Do you think it is important to have some knowledge about these methods? Yes, it's okay.
الصوت متى يسمع؟
Don't mute yourself, Sama. It's okay. It's okay. Safa.
لا يعني صوت الدكتورة ماما متى يصير واضح كلش؟
Do you think these methods are necessary for translators, or they are just for theoretical considerations?
I think it's important for translator.
Yes, Safa.
Yes, it's important for translator.
Yes, why?
Because
yes, why?
Translator need a lot of because when he comes to translate, I think he needs a lot of ways to express about the words or about the speech.
Yes, are we concerned with words in translation? You are repeating words, speech. Are we concerned with words in translation, Safa? طيبة Ibrahim. Can you
Yes,
answer,
doctor, with
Safa?
you. Can you repeat your question, please?
Yes, good. She said that in translation, we are concerned with words. So the methods of translation are necessary for us as being translators. Do you agree with her?
Yes, doctor. Yes. No, we didn't deal with words. Because if we deal with words, maybe it is a literal translation.
Yes. So, do you think that these methods are important for you as a translator?
We must read all the text or all the sentences and
Thank you, Tiba,
understand it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Tiba. Okay, Habibti. Saja Saad. Where are you, Saja? She is absent. Okay. Aisha Hashim.
Yes, doctor, with you.
Yes, Habibti. So tell us something. What does it mean, a method of translation? The methods of translation. You have studied methods of teaching, I guess. So how can you define a method of translation?
Yes, doctor. My method of translation consists of 8 methods. Is used to transfer written or speaking from a source language.
You are saying a method of translation consists of 8 methods. No, what is a method?
Yes.
Why it is called a method?
Method because we use it to transfer written or text from source language, the same equivalent in target language. or the aim of translation to make different text to target language.
So what is a method? What is a method? شنو هي المethod? Don't raise hands, please, ladies. Don't raise hands. Manar. Manar. You are present, Manar. Manar. So it is a 0. Masar, she is absent. Sumaya. Sumaya, where are you? Sumaya, you are present. If you don't answer, you'll take a 0. Okay. 0 for Sumaya. Sally.
Yes, doctor.
Sally, where are you? Yes.
Doctor.
Yes, Habibti. So your colleague said that we have 8 methods of translation. Which method is the worst? Yes, Sally.
Yes,
Huh? What?
yes, doctor.
Yes. Have you read? Yes or no? No. It's clear. Thank you, Sally. Surah Ismail. Surah Ismail. Surah. 0. Zainab Basim.
Yes, doctor.
Zainab.
Yes,
Yes,
doctor.
Habibti. So you have 8 methods of translation. Have
Yes,
you
doctor.
asked yourself what is the value of these methods or translators?
Yes, it's
How
the
can
way
you
to
take full
translate a
advantage of
text
them?
or sentence by using in the text
Yes.
in
How
different
can you
way.
make full use of these methods? Are they useful? Are they useful for you as a translator?
Yes, absolutely. It's useful.
In what way?
In different way, doctor. To different way to translate a text or sentence phrase in certain roles.
Yes. Explain more.
Okay, it's on the translate from the source language and could help the help the translator to translate a text in order to produce a good translation.
Yes, you are reading the assignment. You are reading. Yes, give me your opinion.
Yeah.
In what way they are useful? In what way? Sama Sami.
Yes, doctor.
Sama Sami.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Habibti. Yes. So Zainab Basim says they are useful. So in what way they are useful? If you agree with her, are they useful or not? Are they useful or not? Have you read? No.
صراحة
I guess.
دكتورة ما قرأ لي المريضة.
Yes, I know, حبيبتي. It's clear.
دكتورة تسمعيني
زينب
بس النت
نوري.
مو واضح.
She is absent. Okay, thank you. سجا صلاح.
Yes, doctor.
سجا صلاح.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, حبيبتي.
Yes.
Yes. Do you agree that they are useful or disagree, and why?
Doctor.
Do you think they are practical? Yes? Have you read?
No, doctor.
Thank you, حبيبتي, for being honest. طيبة, she is absent. طيبة محمد. طيبة محمد.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor, with you.
Yes, حبيبتي. Do you think these methods are practical for translators or they are just for theoretical considerations?
Doctor, it's practical for translator.
First of all, have you read?
Yes, yes.
Have you read? Have you read the assignment?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Yes, it's practical for the translator because we should know the methods of translation to translate in a good way. And we have eight translation method of translation: faithful translation, semantic translation, free translation.
Yes, they are 8 in number. How can you differentiate? How can you differentiate between one another?
Doctor, for faithful translation is to produce the precise conceptual meaning, not in literary. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Adra. Yes, thank you. Adra Ali.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Adra Ali. Yes. Good morning, Adra.
Good morning, doctor.
Yes. So tell us something about these methods. What are they? How can you define a method in your own words? What have you understood?
Using this way, the translate use it to text or a sentence or phrases, and depend on our ideas or the ideas of translator.
Yes.
We use it in translation.
Which one is the worst? Which one is the worst?
Word for word in translation, because it's literary.
Is it literary? Adyan, what do you say? Adyan.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Adyan.
Sorry, doctor, I haven't
Which
read.
method is the worst and
Yes.
why? Yes, thank you, Habibti, for being... Okay, Habibti, thank you for being honest. Isra Majid.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. Yes. Which one is the worst method?
Doctor, I don't read.
Have you read?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Isra Mahsan. Isra Mahsan. Isra. 0. Asma Saleh.
Yes, doctor. Doctor, I don't read.
Yes.
Sorry, doctor.
When you say I don't read, it means that you are going not to read anything. This is a fact. يعني أنا ما أقرأ. أنا لا أقرأ. It means you don't read now and later. You are making a promise. But when you say I didn't read, يعني أنا ما قرأت الأسايمنت. لما تقولين I don't read كأنما أنا بعد ما أقرأ. من هسه نهاية الكورس. You have to be careful with the use of tenses, ladies.
No, doctor,
Asma.
no, just Just this lecture,
Just
I
this
don't read.
assignment, I know, but you misused the tense. Yes. Asma Abdul Qadir.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, where are you?
Yes, yes, doctor, I'm here with
Have
you.
you read?
Yes, doctor, of course.
Yes. Have you read the assignment? Yes, tell us. Which method
Yes,
is the
doctor.
worst in your opinion and why?
Doctor, I think word by word, because
Why? By
here
the way,
the
why don't you use an official picture? Asma, why you
Yes.
are not using your own picture? Change this right
Doctor,
now
because
when you finish.
Dr. Isra say that it's safe for us. Dr. Isra said that.
No, safe for us for what reasons? Are we all mistaken? We are using an official classroom. Safe for what? And did Miss Isra tell you that?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask her.
Yes, Miss.
No, you are mistaken. So tell
I will
us, right now, change your profile picture.
Yes.
Yes, and tell us which method is the worst and why.
Doctor, I will change my pictures, and the worst way of translation, word by word, I think so, and the literal
why?
Translation, word by word, because here the translation, the translator,
why you think so?
When he use this way of translation to interpret or to translate certain texts or certain sentences, he pay no attention, for example, for the grammatical or the semantic role. Or the essential,
don't read.
let us say,
don't
for the
read
essential
from
meaning
your assignment.
of word.
Tell me.
Doctor, I understand in this way.
Why it is the worst
He
way?
translate, Doctor, he translate the whole text word by word with no connecting each word together.
Thank you, Asma. Amani. Yes, thank you. Amani.
Yes, doctor.
Amani Malik.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. So I'm repeating the same question.
I'm here.
She says that the word for word method is the worst. Do you agree with her?
I think so, doctor. I mean, it is a translate word by word without concerning the grammatical, the syntactic,
without
the syntactic structure.
Yes. Can you give an example?
And even from you mean the PDF or from my own?
It's up to you. You are reading.
Okay,
you are reading right now.
Now
you are reading.
I didn't memorize the example, doctor.
Why? You didn't read the assignment.
I hadn't.
Amna Karim. Yes, thank you. Amna Karim. Where is Amina? She is absent. Amna Malik. Amina Malik. Absent. آيات خضير. Ayat, where are you? Zero. Aya Ibrahim, yes, you participated. Aya Rasul, where is Aya Rasul? Aya. Zero. Aya Imad.
Yes, doctor.
Absent. Aya Imad,
Yes,
yes.
doctor.
You are not absent. Yes. So, you have 8 methods of translation. Tell us something about the importance of these methods?
Doctor, as we said that the translation method is important that we convey or transfers the meaning from one language into another's, and this method are so important because we have to identify or knowing the meaning of some text from other language to another.
Yes, you are taking in general. So what is the main feature of the semantic method of translation? What is the main feature of the semantic method of translation?
Doctor, the semantic that we know, we translate according to this method. We translate according to the meaning, such as not substitute the word literally, replacement to one word into another, but according to the meaning, how we change this word according to what's this text.
How can you differentiate? How can you differentiate? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Zahra Sattar. Zahra.
Yes, doctor.
0.
Yes,
good.
doctor.
You are here?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Habibti. So what is the
Doctor,
main feature of the
I
semantic
think,
translation, semantic method of translation?
Yes, doctor.
What is the main feature, the main characteristic of the semantic method of translation? Have you read, Zahra?
Doctor, actually, no.
It's clear, Habibti. Ilaf Sabah, she is absent. Ilaf Asam.
Yes, Doctor.
Ilaf. Yes. What is the main difference between semantic method of translation and the communicative method? Have you read?
No.
Yes, thank you. Ilaf Assam? Yeah, you are Ilaf Assam, yes. Iman Abdul. Iman. Yes, Iman. Have you read?
Yes, doctor. Inshallah.
Yes, good. Inshallah, Habibti. So, you have 8 methods of translation. Which one you think it is the easiest one? And why?
Doctor, I think the worst one you asked this question is
No, I'm asking a new question,
yes.
Iman.
Okay.
No, I'm asking another question.
Yes,
which one is the easiest in your opinion?
Doctor, free translation.
Okay, explain it. Why?
Doctor, here this method it is useful for a translator to depend on himself in translating and don't be I mean have to be very confident of himself when he want to translate any text or phrase.
Okay, thank you, Iman. Thank you, Habib.
Doctor.
It's okay. Iman Karim, she is absent. Ban Abbas.
Yes, doctor.
Ban.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Habibti. Have you read?
Inshallah.
Yes. So if you are a translator, if you are a beginner translator, which method you are going to adopt and why?
If you are a translator شنو دكتورة العفو؟ Because the voice is cutting.
If you are a beginner,
دكتور.
a novice translator.
Yes, doctor.
If you are a beginner,
Doctor, semantic translation, I will definition for to you or our type of them.
I'm asking a specific question.
Yes, doctor.
فاطمة رياض هستوتي تدخل الصف. فاطمة رياض إبراهيم. I'll deny of course. But where has she been? يعني حتى للصف مداخله. فاطمة One.
Yes, doctor.
I have a specific question, حبيبتي. You have read the assignment?
Yes, doctor, but I don't understand your...
Have you read the assignment?
Yes, doctor.
Because you didn't read it well. No, you didn't read it well. There is a specific method for beginners. Which one is it?
I don't know, doctor.
Okay. Ban Abbas. Batul Hassan. Batul Hassan Khalaf.
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Yes, Habib. So, yes, tell us something. Why you are supposed to read these methods of translation? Are they important?
Yes. Yes, because it is important because the translator used it when she or he transform the text or conversation or anything from the source language to the target language. Yes, and there are 8 methods.
Which method? Yes, there are 8. Which one that beginners start with?
Sorry, doctor. Yes, which one I begin with?
Which method of translations? Yes, you or beginners. Yes.
Yes, according to me or...
Yes, according to you, in your opinion, for others.
Yes,
there is
communicative
method
translation.
It is normally used by beginners.
Yes, communicative translation when we are at transit.
Thank you, Batul.
Thank you.
حسن خلاف عطية. Yes. Batul Hassan Ati.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Yes. Which method you are going to start with?
Doctor, I think it is a free translation method because there is no chain when translators want to translate something. There is no chain on grammatical or he free to translate and don't deal with the main word. He deal with the whole text in general. So I think the free translation is the best one. to start with.
It is not the free. No, it is not the free translation. It's okay. Burak, no, Burak later on. Tabarak Laith. Tabarak Laith. Tabarak. 0 as usual. Tabarak Hassan. Tabarak Hassan. Fatma Safa later on. Taghreed Abid.
Yes, doctor.
Where are you, Taghreed? Taghreed. 0 because she is present and don't participate. Haneen Ali. Haneen Ali Hadi.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Habib. Go ahead.
Yes, doctor, I'm with you.
Which method is supposed to be used by novice translators?
Doctor, in my opinion,
beginners.
By beginners, maybe, or as for my opinion, if the beginner use such a kind of method, that they will use the word for word translation at the beginning, because often this demonstrate as interliner translation.
Okay, Haneen.
Yes,
okay,
doctor.
Haneen. Thank you, Haneen. Hawra Jassim. Hawra Jassim.
مرحبا دكتورة، تسمحي لي؟
Yes, Haneen
دكتورة؟
Nabil.
نعم دكتورة، أنا بالمستشفى طالعة من 7 الصبح وهسه كنكت على الرصيد على مود المحاضرة، فدكتورة أعتذر الصديقات
Why
قالوا
you didn't
تحكي
take a
اسمي
leave?
بس.
Just like ليش ما أخذتي إجازة؟ ليش ما أخذتي إجازة؟
دكتورة ما قدرت لأن يوم الأحد أنا هماتين بالمستشفى
عندك
والخميس
سنوات
هماتين
شعبة؟
أخذ إجازة. أي نعم، بس يوم الأحد أخذت إذن مني الدكتورة.
حبيبتي هسه
نعم دكتورة.
اي ليش ما بلغت الممثلة وزميلاتك موجودات وأنا ما أمانة. المهم هسه أنت موجودة تشاركين لو شنو دخلتي على الخط؟
الدكتورة دخلت هسه أني بس يعني حتى أثبت وجودي لأنه يعني موجودة أني، بس هسه أني كنكت على الرصيد وحتى أتواصل ويا حضرتك.
إذا موجودة if you are present you have to participate and show yourself for the complete lecture, not you show up and then you leave. If you want to
دكتورة يعني
leave
هسه
you
أني
have to ask for a permission. حنين.
نعم دكتورة، هسه أنا يعني ما أقدر أشرح لأن هسه أنا طلعت يعني من
لا شنو
المستشفى
أين دخلتي
برا
هسه؟
وقفت.
تقولي أنا موجودة وباي باي؟ خلاص.
نعم دكتورة يعني ما أسجل غياب.
ليش ما تسجلين غياب؟ أنت
نعم
ما
دكتورة
موجودة
صار
هسه
النت
دخلتي
يقطع
وما
ما
بدك
بعرف.
تشاركين. خلاص نبيل. حنين نبيل.
نعم دكتورة.
If you want to be
دكتورة
present
يعني
you have to
أسجل
stay with
غياب.
us and participate. You have to participate. حنين that's it. You have to participate. Have you read your assignment?
إن شاء الله دكتورة على المحاضرة أكيد.
Have you read your assignment?
لا دكتورة ما قدرت.
Thank you. 0. Hawra Jassim.
Yes,
Hawra Jassim, where
yes,
are you?
miss.
Yes, go ahead. You have
I
8 methods
explain
of translation.
any of
Some of them they seem, yes, some of them seem simple, others are complicated. In your opinion, which one is the easiest? For you.
I think translate word by word, because from translate me from language to another, word by word, translate translate this.
Have you read Hawra?
Yes, doctor. Translate word
Hawra,
by word.
have you read
Order
the
is
assignment?
and Yes, doctor. The 8 translate word by word, translate free, translate literal, and any another types.
I'm asking a specific question, Habibti Hawra. So it means that one of the methods is
Yes,
the easiest one for
in my opinion,
beginners. Which is it? Yes.
In my opinion, translate word for word, word for word. Not limit about grammatical or rules for from when it translate and analyzes the target language and then transfer the message and translate word by word translation in this type.
Okay, Hawra Ali.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Habibti. You've heard your
yes,
colleague
doctor.
Hawra
Doctor, I
Jassim.
think
She said that word for word is the easiest method. Yes.
Yes, doctor. I think semantic translated is easier because it's doctor translates only as a affair. It must doctor take more account of effect. يعني doctor of meaning where operated that not isn't word by word. Doctor, maybe it takes more account of the effect value, beautiful and natural in text. Doctor, or it may be translate less important culture word. And also it is flexible.
Do you think that?
Doctor.
So you think the semantic method is the easiest one? In your opinion, the semantic method is the easiest?
Yes, doctor, I think.
Okay, Zahra Hadi.
Yes, doctor.
Do you agree with her?
I think that
about the semantic method.
No, doctor. Actually, I prefer free translation.
Yes, why?
Rather than the other type. Doctor, actually, first of all, it's we call it creative translation.
Do you know what does it mean, free translation?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Do you know what does it mean, free translation?
Doctor, your voice.
For instance,
what's the question?
We have in English. She's interrupting.
Yes, doctor. Can you just repeat it, please?
No, you explain why you have chosen the free method of translation.
Yes, doctor. Doctor, this type of service is from the translation that doesn't necessarily pay that much attention to details when we translate. It's very easy to the translation and for the recipients too. Doctor, are you with me?
Thank you. Rania Jassim. Yes, I'm listening.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. Rania Jassim.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, you've listened to Zahra Hadi?
Yes.
Yes, she is considering the free method of translation is the easiest. Do you agree with her?
No, I don't. I think word for word is the easier one.
Why?
Because you translate it just one word by word.
Yes, and what happens then? Why it is the easiest?
When you translate just one word, you don't have to you don't have to translate it with the details.
What do you mean by details? What are they?
Details of the words.
of the language.
Yes, what do you mean? Can you? What are the details of words? I don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean by the details, حبيبتي رانيا? You have studied different examples of translation during or within our lectures, right? So, do we have such kind of a term that we are dealing with the details? What do you mean by details? I know you have something in your mind, but to try to explain it clearly.
Yes.
Tell us more about the methods. What have you read?
There is a lot of different methods. It's one word by word and faithful translation. And number 3, literal translation.
Not literary, literal. Yes, thank you,
Semantic
Rania.
translation.
Ruqayya Karim. Yes, thank you. Ruqayya Karim. Where are you, Ruqayya? Zero? Okay. زهراء نجم جاسي نذير زهراء هادي كاظم.
دكتورة زهراء هادي كاظم أمها اتخرطت وراحت للمستشفى وهسه نطتنا خبر قبل ما تطلع.
ما انطتني خبراني.
إيه إني قالت
يعني
مستعجلة والله ما قدرت تستأذن منه.
مثل ما كتبت لكم تكتب لي أني تكتب لي الممثلة نضال شلال.
دكتورة على الرصيد خابرتنا والله مو على الإنترنت ما عندها.
أوكي هسه أنا خليت عليها إشارة. أوكي نضال شلال.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So Nidal.
Yes, doctor.
Which method you prefer and why? You are a translator.
I prefer free translation because
to choose one method to translate.
Yes, free translation because when I translate, doesn't pay attention to the details and doesn't pay attention to the rules and the grammaticals. So I think, in my opinion, free translation.
What do you mean by details? You are repeating the same word. What are the details of words?
I mean details. Details. Details of sentence. I mean. I mean, give them summarize not details the sentence or the phrases or the words.
I didn't get your point. I don't get your point. Thank you. Fatma Settar.
Yes, miss. I am here.
Yes, Fatma.
Yes, miss.
Which method do you prefer?
I think, in my opinion, it's communicative translation.
Yes, why? Communicative.
Yes, miss. I think it's right to make communicative, to create effect, between.
Between what?
Between the targets, to make a language.
What is the main What is the main feature of communicative method, since you have preferred it?
Yes, miss. It attempts to render exact conceptual meaning of the origin.
Yes. What do you mean by contextual meaning? What does it mean? What does it mean, the contextual meaning?
In such a way that both the context and language are readily acceptable.
Yes, you are reading, I know. But what does it mean, contextual meaning? Thank you, ladies. As you see, only some of you are ready for the lecture. The others are just eager for being registered as present, and they don't do anything in my classroom. They are just, I don't know even if they are listeners or not. They are just login. They just log in and mute yourself, and that's it. So in each coming lecture, you are supposed to participate, to read your assignments, and you have to be ready for any question. You have to answer them because you have daily marks. Okay? So Burak, you have raised your hand before. Tell us what you have read about the methods of translation. I guess that you have read the assignment.
Yes, miss. First of all, let me mention something which is very important about translation, that translation is a smart tool.
Raise your voice, please.
Yes, miss, I raise it. And translation has 8 methods, and we can define the method of translation as the way, or let's say process, technique, or let's say principle or procedure that has adapted several methods in order to develop the translation, or let's say in order to apply translation in a good way. And some scholar has compared 8 methods of translation. They are faithful, semantic, and we have communicative, adaptation, free translation, idiomatic. And for me, the best one is communicative translation and faithful translation, because both of them deal with the accuracy, clarity, and community of meaning in order to convey the meaning in a good way. And the easiest one, or let's say the simple one, is free translation, because it has dealt with peculiarity of word, and translator try to convey the meaning in a precise way, or let's say in concise way, in order to make it easier, or let's say make it more comprehensible to the reader. And the worst one, word for word translation, because when we deal with the translating of word, the meaning will be vague, or let's say ruined or distorted. Doctor, do you hear me?
Yes, excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much, Habibti. Russell.
Yes, doctor.
Yes,
doctor.
What do you say about these methods? Yes. Can you give me your opinion about them? Are they important for you as the translator?
Yes, doctor. For me, yes, doctor. Each of these methods are important, because each one is tell us that some of them are we mustn't use. We must avoid them, and if we use them, there'll be a mistake. Just like word for word. This is a method that will translate from
only word for word.
Word for word, literal.
Only word for word, which is a risky one.
Yes.
Good.
Not
yes, good. Word for word and the literal method.
Literal.
They are the riskiest methods.
Yes. Because it translates each word in the text, not translate the text in contextual. No, it's translate each word in the text, just like I made a question, or I write I write a sentence, just like I like a blue sky. If we translate it in a word for word, it means أحب زرقاء سماء. so it will be this is wrong. So yes.
Good. Yes, very good. So they didn't take the grammatical aspects into consideration. They didn't take the norms of the target language into consideration. Very good.
It's only
What
translate the
else? What about the literal method of translation? Why it is the worst? By the way, it's the worst. I want Dilal to answer me. Where are you, Dilal?
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
Yes,
well,
yes,
if we want to translate literally, it is the worst one. Because it depends only on the word. It takes the equivalent of the word and of the meaning and try to translate it.
It does not pay attention to equivalence and meaning.
Yes, it's only take the word or the meaning and then go and translate it as if
the meaning, the contextual meaning.
Yes, exactly. For example,
yes, it translates isolated words without being connected.
Yes, for example, if we went to compare and translate, I have a red car. If we went to translate it into a literal, we can say أنا لدي سيارة حمراء.
Into Arabic?
Yes, and if we want to translate word by word, أنا لدي حمراء سيارة. If we want to compare between the two types. سيارة, yes.
So this is word for word. Word for word means that you are imitating the same word order. You are overlooking the structural and the grammatical aspects of the target language. You are just imitating the words the way they are in the source language. What about the literal? The literal method.
For the literal,
is it similar?
It takes the equivalent meaning.
For the word method?
No.
No, Dilal, literal. It does not take the equivalent meaning, حبيبتي. Equivalent means المعنى المكافئ. For instance, when I say
yes,
she has a clear eyes. She has a clear eyes. Does it mean here when I translated صافيتان?
No.
Does it mean صافيتان?
No. We can say
so here I'm translating literally.
رؤية واضحة.
Good. So here we are when in literal translation, the literal method of translation, the words without paying great attention to meaning. I'm just what you remember the example. She has an itch, and he has an itching hand. If I translated literally حرفيا إذا ترجم لديه يد تحكه أو يده تحكه, while the exact meaning or the equivalent text, what does it mean? He has an itching hand.
رشوة.
ياخذ
الرشوة.
Yes.
Very good. بسرعة. إنه يأخذ الرشوة, يسعى وراء الرشوة. Excellent, Sarah. So here, when you adopt the literal, you are going to ruin meaning. Meaning will be ruined. So here, Dilal, you didn't get the equivalent meaning. In literal translation, equivalence is destroyed. There is no equivalence. ماكو مكافئ. Equivalence, it means that you have arrived at the adequate meaning. So you have to be careful, Habibi. Very good, Dilal. Fatma.
I'm so sorry.
Fatma. Oh, no, it's okay, Habibti. We are learning something. So when you say it is equivalent meaning, it means that you have arrived at the intended meaning. Remember when we have dealt with the different definitions of translation at the beginning of our curriculum? We've said that Newmark defined the translation as what? As the process by which the translator arrives at the intention of the writer or the author. تتذكرون؟ So we have to, when we give the intention of the writer in the text, it means that we have arrived at the equivalent meaning. احنا وصلنا للمعنى المنشود، المعنى اللي يريده الكاتب، المعنى المكافئ لما وجد بالنص الأصلي. Just like the quote I have presented a few minutes ago. Remember, I don't know which one of you said about the word sense. Is it you, Dhilal? You've said that
No, Doctor,
it is
I
well
think
translated as al-maghza. Zainab,
Aya
Jafar.
Ibrahim.
Aya Ibrahim, yes,
Aya.
good. Aya, yes, I remember. So, yes, Aya said that it is well translated. Here, the translator arrived at an equivalent meaning. انطاني المعنى المكافئ. Didn't say sense as meaning or as حاسة. As you know, sense sometimes it's translated as حاسة. When it is translated as al-maghza, here the translator arrived at the equivalent meaning. Very good, Dhilal. Thank you, Habibti. Now, Fatma. Where are you, Fatma Salman?
Yes, Fatma Safa Salman.
Fatma Safa Salman,
Yes,
thank you.
Doctor,
Because I see Salman
a method
Khalaf
of
before Fatma Safa. Yes.
Yes, Doctor. Yeah, Doctor, a method of translation, it is the way that we adapt in order to translate a certain and a particular text. The worst types of translation is the literal one and the word-for-word translation. Word-for-word translation doesn't pay attention to the norms of the target language and just a translation. So, for example, if we say she has a very beautiful eyes, the word-for-word translation will be هي تملك جدا جميلة عيون. This is totally wrong. And also we have the literal translation. As we said, in translation, we are not concerned with words because in literal translation, it's just a substitution of word to a word from the source language into a word from the target language. So in translation, we are not concerned with words, we are concerned with meaning. So for example, the same example, she has a very beautiful eyes. The translation will be هي تملك جدا عيون جميلة. And this is totally wrong.
Yes, good, very good. So here, ladies, you had something else to add? You've seen that these methods can be classified into two groups. Some of them are source language oriented. What does it mean? They concentrate on the source language. They imitate the source language. They pay great attention to the source language. What are they? We have what? The word for word, literal, faithful. What else? The semantic. Okay, these four methods pay great attention to the source language, and you see that the word for word and the literal translation, they are just a copy of the source language. They don't pay attention to the target language norms, conventions, how it is used, how it is received. Oh, so they are one of the most badly used methods of translation. As for the others, we have the free translation, communicative, adaptation. Okay, free translation, ladies, it is not an easy method. No, it is one of the most difficult methods of translation. It means that the translator is not going to render the text as it is faithfully. That does not render it. Russell? What do you have lecture right now? Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Doctor.
Yes, Habibti, I forgot. Up to, so, yes, you can leave. So sorry. Next lecture, inshallah, we are going to complete. Thank you very much, Habaib.
Thank you,
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Sorry.